Right, good evening everyone. It's Saturday 3rd of March. I'm a little bit ahead of my schedule because I thought I'd be done at about 8 o'clock this evening, but I'm a little bit ahead, so I'm quite pleased. Yeah, because I thought I was going to be finishing at about 8 o'clock. A little bit of an update this evening because this morning some of you might have already watched the thing that I put on earlier, was making the inner arches to keep it all smooth and looking neat. I made and a couple of skid plates. Well, then they're made and then they're in. So I've made them there and that plate there, that one there and that one there. The rear tubs were tacked in, they weren't soldered in, and the rear floor pan that I made wasn't in properly, but is now as well. It's a very difficult thing to solder on silver because it contracts so much heat. But anyway, I'm not going to whinge about it. The underneath of the car is getting there now. It's getting there. The majority of the work underneath is done as regards good floor pan. It fits brilliantly. Hang on, I'm trying to pull that. That doesn't come apart. The only way it come apart now is if I push it apart. So the good thing is for me, I've got the shell, the top shell, sort of ready and lined up to be fitted. The floor pan is now made. I'm just going to bring it in a little bit closer for you to have a look at. So it's just respectable underneath now. It's just neat. See that? You know, it's just nice and neat now. So I can now get on with doing all the other bits that I need to do. Another little bit of a brief insight as to how it's all made. I just thought I'd show you some of this for people that don't know. That's how I buy my silver, 6mm rod. That's how I buy it, and that enables me to make front grills, rear lights, front bumper, rear bumpers, all the bits and pieces that I need to make for it. I make from that, you know, and then when it comes to rods and wires and all that sort of thing, and roll cage, that's how I buy my wire. Silver plate, that's how I buy the plate. And would you believe I've used nearly five of these, I think I've used so far. Obviously there's a massive amount of waste and there's a massive amount of boo-boos. And then when you get a boo-boo, I won't try to sort of, I don't know, what do you want to tell me, budget and leg it. I'll just put it in the bin, because like this morning I made one of these and it didn't quite fit right. So I thought, right, here we go, in the bin. So that went in the bin. And you make another one. So that's the update for this weekend. I am absolutely mullered with sandpaper dust up my bugle. But anyway, all of that aside, that's where I am for the weekend. Just to keep you informed on something, I think I've said it before, but the NEC Classic Car Show that's going to be in November, we have now booked our stand. We've paid our deposit. That's definitely going ahead. So that is my deadline, which I think gives me only 8 months to finish this, which is a lot of work to hopefully do in 8 months. Also, I don't know if I've said it, but my daughter's started up a YouTube channel. So if you can't see some of it or you can't see the previous videos, my daughter puts everything on YouTube for me. And just to give you an insight as to parts I'm going to be making for next week will be, I'm halfway through the dry sump pump. I'm halfway through that. What else am I doing? I'm in the middle of making the reservoirs, still trying to make the bonnet fit, which is nightmare for me, nightmare. But what I am making, of which I think you lot will like more than anything, is I'm making a very detailed pair of twin DCOE 45s. Because the original airbox system that I put on this, I copied from another thing a long time ago, and I just think it's just awful, personally. So I'm making a detailed pair of twin DCOE 45s. I'm currently making all the little trumpets at the moment, which is nice. I'm making an inlet manifold as well. There won't be no linkage, it's just too far. You know, you have to draw the line with it somewhere. I mean, just doing this today, doing the arches, it's now changed how the front suspension sits. It's changed how the rear suspension sits. You know, you do one thing. It's just like doing anything at home on your own car. You do one thing, changes another. You put that in, changes this, changes that. Anyway, all that aside, this stuff weighs something now. I think this weighs close to something like about 800 grams, I think. Not that I'm concerned about the weight, but it's a proper lump, this car. Anyway, that's where I am for the weekend. I am now going home to have my pizza that I look forward to every weekend. So on that note, have a good weekend everybody, because I'm off home. Be good.